Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a twofold video. I'm going to try to drive this car 300 miles at 46 miles an hour, which is about 75 kilometers per hour. The reason I'm doing that is because Bjorn Nyland, who's out of Norway, I should say. He's a Norwegian guy that does videos about a Tesla Model 3, how it went 400 miles on a full charge. I only have 99% right now charge, but I am going to see if I can do 300 miles. This car weighs probably 1,100 pounds more than a Model 3. It's less aerodynamic. I have the tire pressure set at 44 pounds. It's 2 pounds over what they recommend. But as you can see, I'm surrounded by floods. We're still dealing with a flood problem up here. Now that water's not supposed to be there. But anyway, our test will begin. It is, let's see, what day is it today? It's the 11th. And probably going to take me 8 hours. I'm going to go down to Costco, which is 145 miles. And I'm going to be driving 46 miles an hour there and back. The wind is at 3 miles an hour. East is that away. 3 miles an hour out of the east, so it's a perfect day. It's going to get up to about 70 degrees. It's probably about 65 degrees right now. But anyway, I'll talk to you on the road. Okay, I'm headed south on I-29. One of the disadvantages of heading down to Fargo is that we have a creeping uphill all the way. You can see that I have the speed set at 46 miles an hour. We're going 45. And the reason I'm going this slow is that Bjorn Nyland's result from getting 400 mile range, he got a little bit more than 400 mile range out of the Model 3. It has a similar battery pack. It's probably about 82 kilowatt hours, but 77 usable. This supposedly has 77 usable also. And let me show you the data here. We're going to need 5 miles per kilowatt hour to make it. We're definitely going to need it. So I went 3 miles, and I am going to see if I can switch it over to kilometers, but I've got it set for 45. I do not have anything going on as far as climate control at this point. It's supposed to get 70 degrees today, so I might have to turn it on, but we'll see. But this is just to see how far I can go on a 99% charged battery. I'll talk to you as I head down the road here. One thing I've been told about travel assist, which it's on right now, is if you hold it, well, when we get on the street, I'll show you what I mean. Since I am traveling so slow, I do not want to be hugging the left line right here. I want to be hugging right over here. So once we get around this bend here, now it is traveling by itself. I'm going to take over the steering just for a second and start hugging the right line here. And if you do it for a number of seconds, supposedly travel assist will be not center but closer to the right line. Right now it has been doing that, so we'll see how it does going down the road. Another side note is I kicked up the cruise control to 47 miles an hour because this speedometer is dead on with the GPS at 40. So where I'm going probably a little over 46 miles per hour. It'll speed up my 3.5 hour drive down to Fargo. I got to stop at the Volkswagen dealer and reset the service checkup on this thing. It pops up about every 10,000 miles where you have to pull it in and get a service done by the dealership. You can't set it yourself. Really, there's nothing to check on this car. And we can talk about this car. What do I like about it? Well, my wife loves this car. It's the best car that we've ever owned since we've been together 22 years now. I very much enjoy it. I really like travel assist. I like adaptive cruise control in this car. So there is, and it's roomy, very comfortable to drive. If I had to say one fault with this car that I just experienced the other day going in a rainstorm, is that the radar cut out. So the adaptive cruise control and the, of course, travel assist did not work when I was driving down the road. And I don't know why it cut out, but I guess when I called the service department, other Volkswagen products have experienced that. And I don't know if it's a moisture or a bad connection or anything like that. Now travel assist is working fine right now, but it's somewhat partly cloudy and sunny out. So it's that was the only really irritating thing, and that's kind of nice if that's the only really irritating thing, because it's only happened the once since I've owned the car. And now this is going on at the end of this month. I will own this car 1 year, so I put a lot of miles on it. We've driven a lot of miles on this car, and it's been a very pleasant experience. Up to this point, the Chevrolet Bolt EV I had was my favorite car, but this outshines the Bolt in a lot of different ways, but it's a different type of car. I mean, this car is like a crossover, a miniature SUV, where the Bolt is a miniature crossover. But I still enjoy driving the Bolt, and I'm going to do this same test because I got the new battery in there. It's supposed to be a 66 kilowatt hour battery. We'll see. I think it's going to easily, at 46 miles an hour, go to Fargo and back and drive the 300 miles range at that speed, because the aerodynamics, it's not as aerodynamic as the Tesla for sure, but at 46 miles an hour there's very little drag for wind resistance. And then we got wind coming out that east, where I'm headed south right now, at 3 miles an hour at this point. My wife says it's going to rain today. Hopefully it doesn't rain on our test, but we'll find out. Just as a side note, to show you the flooding that's been going on up here in North Dakota, there's you can't see it right now, but the Red River is probably 2 miles east of us right now, and it's flooded right up to the fence line. It was worse a week ago. They say the river moves about 8 miles a day, and so Winnipeg, we're about 4 days from cresting. So all this water is headed north into Winnipeg, and north into Winnipeg, Lake Winnipeg, and then to Hudson Bay, and then to the Arctic and back into the ocean. It's too bad we can't send some of this water to Arizona, California. As I'm traveling south, update on the wind speed. The wind speed here is 12 miles an hour, so it's increased another 2 miles an hour from the east. But we're still holding with our, I've traveled 40 miles, averaging 4.8 miles per kilowatt hour, which is fantastic. You can see the flooding is still way down here. Red River is probably 3/4 of a mile that way. So I've noticed that the river, the flooding is starting to come in, maybe a half mile from where it used to be, which is a good sign. As I travel south, I'm at 51 miles. That's averaging 4.7 miles per kilowatt hour. That's not going to hold because the wind speed keeps picking up the further south I go. Right now, it's at 13 miles an hour out of the east. So, nice picture right over here. That field is dried up. And you can see that car going by me. They probably don't like me going 46 miles an hour down the freeway. So I'm hoping I average over 4 miles per kilowatt hour. We'll see. Just an update. I've got 124 miles, been averaging 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour, but something messed up my range test. I had 14 miles of closed highway southbound. We were 2-lane. I was going 61 miles an hour. It's going to mess it up, and the wind is now at 18 miles an hour from the east. So it's This might be a one-way test. We'll see when we get the Volkswagen dealer, which is about 18-20 miles from here. Well, I'm here at the Volkswagen to have them reset my what they have, a routine inspection of the vehicle. On my average has dropped down. It was 46 miles, and now it says 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour. So I've traveled 144 miles, and that would be 330 plus miles of range with the 77 usable kilowatt hour battery pack if you went from 100 to 0%. I've enjoyed my ride. I went down here on Travel Assist, and the car has functioned flawlessly. Let's take a look at the charge. I'm at 56%, and I left with 99%. I could make a round trip if I wanted to go back at 46 miles an hour, but the wind keeps picking up, so I'm not going to do that. So I am going to go to a DC fast charger here in town and charge up a little bit so I can go back home at 75 miles an hour. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight on this beautiful ID.4 that I thoroughly enjoy driving and owning, and it's been a good investment. They've raised the prices on these a little bit, but it's still the best, to me, the best value for the quality of car that you get. But anyway, thank you for watching. I encourage anybody that wants the ID.4 to get one, because you would not be making a mistake. And if you come down to Fargo, talk to Dimitri. He is the salesperson that helped me out. A great guy, knows all about these cars, and he might even give you a little bit off. I don't know. I can't speak for him. But he was a great salesman to work for me here at Valley Imports in Fargo. I'm in the sales office with Dimitri. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, my name is Dimitri. I'm a sales consultant at Valley Imports, Fargo, North Dakota. Please see me if you would like to buy a car the same nice as Steve bought from me last year. So, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thanks for watching our channel. Talk to you later. See Dimitri if you happen to be in the North Dakota area. Bye-bye.
Thank you.